Hello everyone, welcome to our channel Technical Academy. Now in this presentation we will be studying about the transition capacitance or space charge capacitance, or we can say barrier or depletion capacitance of the PN junction diode. So let us start our presentation. So the first point is that it is important to realize that every electronic and electrical devices are frequency sensitive. So if you will take examples of electronic devices such as operational amplifier, diode and transistor, so these devices are frequency sensitive, and for electrical devices such as inductor and capacitor, these are frequency sensitive. The characteristic of the electronic devices will change with the frequency. So the characteristic of any electrical or electronic devices will change with the frequency. Hence the PN junction diode is also affected by the frequency, because the PN junction diode is also electronic device, so it will be affected by the frequency. Now we will see the reverse bias condition. So as we have studied about the reverse bias condition, so we can explain with the figure better. So this is our reverse biased PN junction diode, in which negative potential is applied to the P type and the positive potential is applied to the N type. So here in this case, all the majority charge carriers from the junctions will move away from the junction, and they will only live immobile charge carriers, immobile uncovered charge carriers, which will create a parallel layers of the oppositively charged immobile ions, and these immobile charge ions will act as the dielectric medium, and this junction of the diode will act as the parallel plate capacitor, where the capacitance of this layer, this junction, will be indicated by CT. So as this increase in the uncovered charge with applied voltage may be considered as the capacitive effect. So as we are increasing the negative potential or reverse biasing, then the depletion width is going to increase, and the number of the uncovered immobile charges will also increase. So the capacitance of this junction will also increase. The parallel layers of the oppositively charged immobile ions on the two sides of the junction formed capacitance CT. So the capacitance CT is formed by the uncovered immobile charges, these immobile charges which are present at the junction. Now friends, we are going to derive the equation for the transition capacitance. So it is a small derivation that we will be studying here. So the capacitance formed at the junction, the capacitance which is formed at that junction, this junction is represented by CT, which is equals to change in dq upon dt. So this is our equation number first, where dq is the increase in the charge caused by a change in the voltage dV. So a change in the voltage dV in a time dt will result in a current. So as there is change in the voltage, it will generate a current that will be represented by I is equals to dq upon dt. So if we will combine these equations, if we will solve these equations, equation number 1 and I is equals to dq upon dt, then we are going to get a new equation for the current, that will be I is equals to CT into dV upon dt. So this is our equation number 2, where CT is called as the transition or space charge or the barrier depletion capacitance. Since we know that the net charge of the PN junction diode will be equals to 0, so we can write down as E into NA into WP is equals to E into ND into WN. This is the condition for the net charge equals to 0, where Na is the acceptor atom concentration, Nd is the donor atom concentration, and Wp is the p-type depletion width, and Wn is the n-type depletion width. So if Na is greater than, very much greater than Nd, it means if the concentration of the acceptor atom is too much greater than the concentration of donor atom, then the width of the p-type will be very less than the depletion of the n-type, which can be illustrated through the figure. This is our figure, this is our p-n type, where the concentration of acceptor atom is greater and the concentration of donor atom is very less. So the width of the p-type is greater than the width of the n-type. So the relation between the potential and the charge density is given by the Poisson equations. We have studied in the mathematics about the Poisson equation, as well as we have studied in the physics also. So the Poisson equation is giving a relationship between the charge density and the potential, which is equals to double derivative of V upon dx square, which is equals to E into Na upon epsilon, where epsilon is the permittivity. Now taking the double integration on the equation number 3, this is our equation number 3. So if we will take the double integration, then we are going to obtain the equation number 4, which is equals to V is equals to E into Na into x square upon We upon 2 epsilon, where so we got equation number 4 from the figure number 4.14. Figure number, this is our figure number 4.14. Here from the figure number 4.14 we have taken x is equals to 0 and x is equals to Wp. So now we will substitute these values from this. So this is our value, and then we are substituting the values in equation number 4. Then we are going to get V is equals to Vv, and we will take x is equals to W, which is the depletion width. Here x is equals to Wp. Here Wp is too much greater than the Wn, so the depletion width of the p-n junction diode will be equals to W. So we have assumed here depletion width as W square. So this is our equation for the Vv, where Vv is equals to V naught minus V, and V naught is contact potential, and here V is the reverse biased potential, which is negative number. So from this equation number 5, so from equation number 5 we can see that depletion width is directly proportional to root of the Vv. So from this relation, the width of the depletion region increases with the applied reverse voltage. So as we are increasing the reverse biasing voltage, the depletion width is going to increase. Now the total charge density of a p-type material is given by Q is equals to E into Na into Wa, which is equation number 6. Now we are going to differentiate equation number 6 with respect to V. Then we are going to get equation number 7, which is equals to Ct. So from the equation number first, in equation number first, Ct is equals to dq upon dV. So here we are differentiating this dq upon dV, so it will be replaced by Ct, which is equals to Ae into Na. So these terms are considered as constant here, so we will take them as it is. Then we are differentiating W with respect to dV. Now we are going to differentiate equation number 5 with respect to V. So equation number 5 was Vv is equals to ENA. So we can see equation number, this is our equation number 5, and we are differentiating this equation with respect to V. So if we will differentiate this equation, then we are going to get the value of dW upon dV, which is our equation number 8. So from the equation number 8 we will substitute the value of dW upon dV in equation number 7. Then we are going to obtain a new equation. So if you will substitute that value, then the new equation will be Ct is equals to A epsilon upon W. So this is our equation number 9, and this is the expression for the transition capacitance of the PN junction diode, where the meaning of A is cross sectional area and epsilon is the permittivity of the material, where epsilon is equals to ER into E naught, and W is the width of the depletion region. So the width of the depletion region is given by this equation. You can see here W is equal to this value upon to the power 1 by 2. So friends, if you like this video, then you can subscribe my channel and you can press the bell icon so that you can get the notification for the upcoming videos. Okay, thank you.